Here we just have 2 containers with some water in. Okay? Nothing more complicated than that. Okay? So in this one, what we're going to do is just add some engine oil. Just normal oil, I've used it already this morning. Yeah. Okay, and then in here, we will add ceramic. Looks different, right? Don't drink it. Just very delicately hold that, okay? So all we're going to do is go straight into the water. So spanner right to the bottom of the jar. Now what you're looking for is, we talked about putting a coating on the components inside the engine. That's what we want it to do. But what I want you to watch is how the oil, or what difference do we get between the oil and the ceramic when the spanners go through? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. So you can see that as we push it through the oil, and we're just using the water as a base for a demo, that's all we're doing. Now what you'll see over a little bit of time is that the surface of the oil will start to fade away. It'll start to run off. Okay, so now we've got water back in contact with that metal surface. But see what the ceramic's doing. Yeah? So you could just leave the spanner there for a minute if you want. We'll just let it dangle there.
Thank you.
But don't go anywhere. Come here a moment. Okay. Come and join the party.
Yes.
Okay. Hands out. Mr. Miyagi moment again. Okay. What's the difference between supercharge and ceramic? Okay, so basically with supercharge, we're looking at what I would class as fluid technology. Okay, whereas ceramic is like we're adding something, we're adding a layer. Okay, so how can we demonstrate that? You're a very delicate fella. You're not allergic to soap, are you? No, you're not allergic to soap. Okay, so here's just a little bit of soap. Right? Do you remember our Mr. Miyagi moment? Yeah, okay. Go for it. Go for it. Okay, so now what we've got is we're creating that friction, but now we've got soap in between. Yeah, it's slippy, isn't it? Yeah. Don't copy me, all right? All right? So it's slippy, isn't it? So that's like a fluid technology, okay? So now you're finding it really difficult, hopefully, to generate any heat because you can't actually get your surfaces together to create resistance. Hold your hands out. Yeah? You love a bit of fast orange, yeah? Now, the difference with fast orange in this instance is that there's like a little bit of pumice in it, okay? So start rubbing, okay? Just gently watch what I'm doing. Just gently rub. Yeah. Now open up your hands. Look at that. So now you've got a layer. Okay, so look how ceramic is now. If we look at the spanners, oil has pretty much completely dissipated from that surface, whereas the ceramic remains on that surface. You got to stay like that till lunchtime.
Nice.
But can you see here, right? You don't mind me stroking your hand, okay? So this will sort of run off, okay? Whereas this, can you feel that gritty layer? You like that, don't you? Yeah. But can you see what I mean about that gritty? Yeah. Well, effectively.
What's the benefit of the gritty then?
Well, because it's constantly giving that surface.
Yeah.
By the ceramic, you're actually putting a surface on there. Now, the only challenge that you have with that is that when you actually put a physical surface on it, the more pressure you create, yeah, you can actually result in causing wear. Yeah. So if you rub your hands together and you keep pressing and pressing and pressing and pressing, you can actually feel that you're sort of rubbing little micro balls between the surface, okay? But what we want to do with ceramic, although we've got those little, if you think about them really, really tiny, yeah, and they're in between that surface, ceramic is hard. So it's actually offering that slippiness, that protection. So even if you just put your hands together and press really hard, you can still move your hands, can't you? Whereas if you put your hands together, yeah, bit of sexy music, yeah, It doesn't matter how hard you press, you've still got that slippiness, haven't you? And that's the difference between what we're using in like a fluid technology or whether we're using like a ceramic technology where it's actually added. So, but the ceramic being hard, yeah, but it's hard and slippy. So you're always going to get that. It's not going to, you keep the lubrication. You're not going to generate loads of heat, which generates wear. The more pressure you apply, sometimes with that sort of thing, it can cause you a problem. So we can, again, still here, how long have I been talking for? Yeah, we've still got, thanks Ellen, I knew you'd tell me. But you can still see that coating is still on that metal surface. So if it's going to remain, and that's important because when the engine is sitting, so all of your vehicles now that are out in the car park are going into what we call a dry friction state. So the oil will run away from those components. So if you've got a bearing that sits like that, a cup if you like, and you've got a camshaft in it, the weight of the camshaft will push down and squeeze the oil out so you get metal to metal contact. So initially on startup, you can have metal to metal contact until it gets up to good lubrication and you've got good pressure, and then they separate those components. Okay, so but by keeping a layer on the surface, you're also giving better protection during startup. And we say cold starts, don't think about that as being in the winter. A cold start is when we start an engine at any time of the year, but the engine is cold. You always have that potential to create wear.